How to do, y'all? Tables here. Want to give you guys a bit of an update. We've progressed a little bit on the Carrion Golem Necromancer. We're in T13s right now with double clay shapers. Now I had originally bought 2 cold iron points, and then we were farming T16s, pretty much at like level 75. So super easy, and we were just blowing through it. The issue is that you're not gonna be able to, most likely you're not gonna be able to get a T, or excuse me, 2 cold iron points right on league start, unless you just get like insanely lucky with currency. Because I think even this league they were like 2 to 1.5 EX per. And the odds of you like that's just you're already having to spend a bunch of money, especially in trade, on your primordial jewels, which we have, by the way, which is how we have 6 golems right now. And so I kind of wanted to do the build with just dual clay shapers. We'll have within the league start POB we'll have a gear set for, which will more or less be the same, but it'll have 2 clay shapers and 1 for 2 cold iron points. But I wanted to see how far I could push the clay shapers, and see if we can get to a point where T16s are pretty much easily farmable. Pretty much all the league mechanics. We're doing all these maps on pretty much a fully juiced atlas, save for one of these essence nodes, which actually takes the shrieking mobs and just splits them in half, so you get double the essences. Great node, but an issue that I'm that I'm finding with that, at least an issue that I'm having right now currently, is when the damage is split between these carrion golems and zombies, the damage is just suffers too much, especially on like a map like City Square. We're gonna run this T13, by the way. Especially on a map like City Square, where you have 3 bosses to deal with. The damage output isn't quite there yet. And our gems, I think they're level 18 right now, so technically level 20, and they should be level 22, and the golem should be 23 at 21, because of the +2 from the passive, or from our ascendancy. So we're not 100% there on like split DPS yet, but I'm hoping, a few more levels. We're level 80 right now. A few more levels and such, we should be able to get our damage high enough to where pretty much everything is a breeze in T16. I just need to get to that point. I need to invest some more time into the build, get these levels up. As you can see, T13, we're more or less just kind of blowing through everything. Some things take a little bit longer to kill because the actual golem DPS isn't super high. Because we don't really have a ton of levels on them. They're only level 18. But the fact that they're only level 18 and we're still doing T13 maps, I'm pretty happy with that. So there's just some things that I've noticed, like as I've leveled the character through the axe and through the early part of maps. There's just a few things that I've noticed that are kind of like very interesting about the build and its ability to push fairly deep into the end game before we make that leap. And hopefully, given enough time, the cold iron point price will drop. And who knows, next league, Seismic Trap, there may be a big shakeup. This league, nothing changed. Every build was viable from last season. So who knows, next season, maybe Seismic takes a downturn. And then so does Cold Iron Point. So you never really know. Either way, all I know is that historically, Cold Iron Point, expensive. And then after a while, it tapers off. And it tapers off fairly quickly as well, right? So we are running a minimum endurance charge. About probably like 75% Fizz dam reduction. and I think 12% spell suppression right now. Not that that's really doing anything for us much yet, because I haven't crafted any more like dragon scale armor to get us some more spell suppression. But we'll get there. I'm hoping by level 90 I'll have a full spell suppression set. I'm not going to change the passer tree to go get more spell suppression. I'm probably not going to be changing the passer tree until we get more towards the end game. And we get a cold iron point and or some really, really juicy, double +1, mega attack speed, trigger, double wand, double, I guess it would be 2 wands, 4 levels per minion type of deal. I'm not sure if anything that I just said actually makes sense to anyone, but that's neither here nor there. I'm about to die. Oh, I didn't die. What? Okay. We're able to do more or less everything in the map, besides some of these like insanely juiced essences, because that gets a little hectic. I'm gonna be honest, it gets a little hectic with those. Some of these essences, they fuck. I'm serious, like they fuck, and there's 2 of them. That's the worst part. That's the hardest part about all this. There's 2 of them, and because the damage is split, it's like I can barely. I mean, my golems can barely keep up, and so that's just something that we're having to work. Oh, okay. It's just something that we're kind of having to work through. We're definitely not as tanky as I'd like to be, and some things like Juiced Expedition or a bunch of essences stacked on a Shrieking Metamorph. I don't know. We're just not quite there yet on the build, but we still have some levels to get, and we definitely still have some gems to get to 20. And then I'm going to quality all of them, and then I'm going to re-level them. And then, hopefully we'll be at a point where T16 becomes pretty much like a normal staple of the build. And that way, I mean, ideally, like, I don't want to put the pressure of having anyone to, like, as a requirement of my cold point at the beginning of the league. That just doesn't, at that point, it's not a league start. You're not, the idea is to get to T16s farmable at the cheapest possible price so that you can just quickly start turning around profit, right? At least in my mind, that's my end goal for a league start. I want to be able to put something out. And we're not that tanky, but like, I'm not exactly dying like a ton, right? I mean, minion build, like I just play back and everything dies. Sometimes it takes a little bit, sometimes it dies instantly. But the main point is I'm not dying a ton, and that's all that matters to me. I could probably drop about like 800,000 DPS and make myself considerably more tanky, but I'm all about a massive offense instead of a combination of offense and defense. That's just the way I've always been in games like this. So if I can pump out the deeps, then I would much rather do that, especially in softcore. So that was a little T13 for y'all to whet y'all's appetite. I'm not going to go for too much longer. I'd like to keep this below 10 minutes. Everything here was crafted or bought. The 2 clay shapers, one that I found, one that I bought. League prices may vary. Probably going to be like 10 or 15 C on league start, most likely. This was 10 C, just a busted 6 link, just kind of trash. These 2 rings I crafted. And we had the minimum endurance charge, obviously, from, I think it was from Betrayal. This was crafted. Found in Abyssal Depths. Essenced rolled this, which was super exciting. I crafted this and just threw some lesser Eldritch stuff on it. And then I just found this in a map and slapped some resist on it, right? So we're T13, level 18 gems across the board in shite gear, right? So I feel like I'm doing okay. But the end goal, T16s, farming, all the extra content that you want to do, You'll be able to farm that too, and then save up enough currency. And then once you hit that point, once you get your cold iron points, you're already farming T16, right? Then the cold point is it's just icing on the cake at that point, right? That's what I want to get to. So that's pretty much the long and short of it. That's the update. Everything's going super well. I'll go ahead and put the League Start POB down in the description. This is the way our tree is. Just like in the last video, I've gone back and forth on some things. I think Indomitable Army must have. And I'm actually trying out this Minion Defense Mastery point, which is +8 to all maximum Ellie res. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. I need to do some more testing about the survivability against spellcasters in the game. But I think it might end up being promising. I would obviously remove this once we got our cold iron, because with the 6+ levels, like the health is going to be there, the regen is going to be there. I don't think we're going to need this. But for the clay shaper situation, getting to T16s, it might be. I think it's going to end up being something that we're going to want to take. And I've also maybe thought about dumping this quick recovery wheel and then going into the minion life and into sacrifice. If by the time we hit T16s, our minions just aren't surviving. But I'm pretty sure they will. I'm pretty sure they will. Okay, I've gone above 10 minutes. I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. If you stayed for this whole thing and listened to my clearing my throat and all my fucking ridiculous tics and stuff that I have, I applaud you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, like the video, consider subscribing. It helps me out a ton. I made a new thumbnail style for this video that I think I'm going to continue using. And if you're hearing this and you're hearing me say this, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the thumbnail. I'm not sold on it just yet, but we're going to see how it performs with the videos. I would love to hear y'all's opinion, honestly. Y'all be good. Have a good hump day, and we'll see you in the next video very soon. Y'all be good, all right? Take care.